So this is it, the move-in week. We're really up against it. There's quite a few finishing touches to do with the building and the electrics. So it's all hands on deck this week and I'm a little bit stressed. I've not been sleeping very well, but I think by the end of the week we should be in and settled. So like and subscribe and let's get into it. This is very exciting. This is going to be my new desk, getting myself set up. Got some natural light, view across the office. I'm a little bit far from the coffee machine, that's the only thing. So upstairs, we're trying to get the office into a working condition so that the office team can move in and start working here. We've literally emptied out everything from our old office this morning, so it's just a bare, empty skeleton, and this is where everyone's going to be working. So we've got Mike and the team from Residual Electrical busy trying to get the lights on. Luke's helping them. Tom's over here trying to get the power onto the desks, putting the power banks in, getting the floor grommets wired through. We've got monitors here that we need to start setting up this afternoon. Francesco's working in the cafe at the moment, just so that he can keep on the phones and the emails. And it's all slowly falling into place, but it's just all of these little details that we've got to get nailed down. And when there's 1,000 little details, it all adds up. So with the power for the desks, we've decided to do this. We're using these PDUs, or power distribution units, with an RCD built into them. So basically we've wired it so that we've just got an MCB in the distribution board, and each bank of desks has got its own RCD, because imagine how much potential earth leakage there'll be from all of the various electronic devices on these desks. We don't want nuisance tripping on the RCBOs, so we just decided to do it this way. So we've got this flexible metal conduit that goes through a grommet in the floor into a junction box underneath the floor where the high tough cables are that wire through, and these two banks of desks are on their own dedicated 32 amp radial wired in 4mm cable. So it's a nice way of doing it to make sure everyone's got plenty of power and we don't get any nuisance tripping. Very important moment. The christening of the kitchen is when the coffee machine goes in. Look at that, perfect fit. So this is our feed that's going to come in. I've terminated the flexible metal conduit into this junction box. So I've literally just got to connect those two together in these Vargos and fix the junction box somewhere secure on the ceiling, and then jobs are good 'un. So all of the cables that we've used on this project are from Doncaster Cables, and they are amazing quality. You might not think it makes that much difference. You might just think cable's cable, right? But it really isn't. Like, it makes it so much easier to work when you've got cables that just strip easily, and they're high quality cables. They're much more flexible to work with. In this case, this is 4mm and it's solid conductors. So it's a little bit stiff to work with, but Doncaster makes such good quality cables, it does make it easier. And we have been using their special tough sheath cable as well, which is, it's like NYYJ, but the internal cores are stranded. So it's even more flexible to use. So for the lighting, and for the general sockets, we've been using that, and it's just so easy to work with. These are the mag locks for the doors. So we've got a unified security system going in here as well. Well, not security system, door access essentially. So every main entrance into what should be a secure area that we want to control access to has a mag lock with a keypad and a push button, and all staff are going to have Apple Wallet with the pass that they can just scan in. So it means that everyone who needs access can get access, but it just prevents prohibited people from getting in. So in here, the decorators are doing all the final filling of the holes and everything, and we've kind of got to have that done and all the sanding done before we start building this rack out, because you can imagine there's going to be quite a lot of dust, and I don't want dust going in all of our lovely equipment. So we're waiting for that to be done, and then the final paint coat to be done in here, and that's when we're going to build the racks. I think probably Thursday, Friday, we're going to be ready to be able to build this thing out. All the desks have got cable management, which is nice. They've got this tray that you can basically mount stuff on, and it's quite cool because you can mount it all like that, cable tie stuff, and then just flip it over. It's very well designed, actually. Like I'm working in like the space station or something, and I'm working upside down. So by every door we've got a keypad. In this case it's got Face ID built into it as well, so it's like a nice slim one that will recognise your face and let you in. It's got Apple Wallet integration and a code as well. We need to put an RJ45 plug on the back of that, and then that plugs in. Then every door has a maglock, which has got a 4-core cable, but there's an 8-core cable that feeds each door basically, and then you split out from there. So you've got 2-core to the push to exit button, 4-core to the maglock, and all of that goes back to a unified control hub that allows you to control up to about 8 different doors, I think. So it's quite a complex system, but it's going to allow us to really be secure in terms of our access to different areas of the building. So we've got desk power. Now to get our fibre connected. So this is an amazing moment, a historical moment. We're getting the Artisan sign up on the wall. Slightly to the right. That's it. That'll do. Perfect. Yeah. Well, Lee measured it, so I hope it's right. This is a proud moment. This is where reality starts to kick in, that this is our place. So I have been bombarded with ads on Instagram for these for so long, and you know when eventually you just give in to the power of the meta ads. These are Smirl social media counters. They're like ticker things. And for us, with social media being such a big part of our business, I just thought it would be a really nice feature to have in the office, and it can be like a KPI for our social team of, you know, how many followers we get, and we can kind of constantly keep an eye on the growth that we're having and stuff. So I'm going to get these all set up and hopefully get them on the wall. Start with Instagram. It's just doing its like configuration thing. So put our ID in here. Hey, there we go. That is our live follower account. So if you want to help this thing tick up, make sure you follow us over on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and you'll be able to literally have a physical impact on this space, and we'll see the numbers ticking up when you follow us. We appreciate it. So we're going to get these actually mounted on the wall. I've just got to work out what the cable entry holes need to be so that we can fish the cables up behind here, because we've got Ethernet and power to go to these. So it's day 3 and we're in full swing of the move-in. Upstairs is starting to all come together now, but we really need to tackle down here because this is where all of our materials and tools are going to get stored. We need it to be organised. At the moment it's chaos. Still quite a few cables to go in as well. So we've got to run some final cables in, get organised here, start to tidy up, and then start to move stuff over. We've been putting off putting these cables in for a while because the route, although it's not a very long route, it's a bit complicated because there's a steel beam in the way. Also, we've got a lot of cables going through that little slot already, and these are quite big cables. This is for our test wall where we're going to be able to install different batteries, different inverters, different EV chargers, and test them and show them on the channel. So we need like 4 different circuits going to that wall for 3-phase, single phase, different size, and we just need to get these cables in now. So we're going to have to bite the bullet. So we've got 2 more of these red data cables to go in for those social media counters above. Originally we only planned 2, but we ended up getting 4. So we need 2 more Ethernets to go up to those. So I've got to run 2 more red datas over to here. There's also a yellow data over here that we've got to pull back, because originally this was going to be for the CCTV camera in the reception, and it was going to go through the studio and round, but we've ended up mounting that camera on the other corner. So I've got to pull this back now, and this is going to be for the camera in this workshop area. So it's just like lots of little rejigging, and then over there we've still got to dress these data cables neatly. You can see they're all just loose on the tray at the moment. They've all got to be bundled neatly with Velcro ties so that everything above the suspended ceiling is basically neat, tidy, finished, because tomorrow all of the suspended ceiling tiles are going to get put in and that ceiling is going to be closed off. Look at that, that's a spade bit that has taken a serious battering. With these cat cables, if you kink them, it can really slow things down, so you've got to be quite careful to not get any kind of kinks or very sharp bends in the cable. Even pinching them with cable ties can cause issues, which is why we use Velcro to tie everything down. So this is where the obsessive neatness streak in me comes out. This is what we're calling our rainbow road, and we're tying every bunch of cables in a different colour on its own line on the basket. All the spacings have to be neat. Every cable has to be individually combed out so that you could just remove one cable and they're not twisted around each other. And the result is a really nice looking bit of cable management. So have you just terminated that into...
There's a glam plate.
Yeah.
Take that back plate off.
And we can just do 𝐿7. Oh, brilliant.
Well, you don't even need...
Oh, okay, you stripped it all and tucked it in.
Just take it out the hole.
Oh, great. Okay, nice. Ready to charge my car up on pure solar soon. Ooh. One EV charger. The good thing about the Tesla chargers is that they can be 22 kilowatt or 7 kilowatt. You can do single phase or 3 phase with the same unit. The back entry, I'm not sure whether it's central or not, but Lee will figure that out, I'm sure. So, it's Thursday. Still a lot going on. The builders want to get these ceilings closed off, and we're nearly ready for them, to be fair, but there's just a lot of stuff here, and there's a little bit of electrical work still going on above the ceiling, so it's pretty chaotic right now, but I keep feeling like we're nearly there, and then I realise there's like 100 little things still to do. It's very frustrating. So in here, the builders want to get the ceiling closed, but we've sort of made a last minute decision to add these ceiling mounts for like studio lights and stuff. Should have thought about it way in advance, but as always, I've left this room as a bit of an afterthought because I wasn't quite sure what the setup we were going to use this, but the guy behind the camera said to me, "I'd be better if you have sockets above the ceiling and hang the lights from the ceiling," which totally makes sense so that we've not got cables trailing down on the floor. But it means we've got to install some sockets in here above the ceiling and get those mounts in before they put the suspended ceiling tiles in. And the builders are really on my back at the moment because they want to get finished. I don't even know if we've run in a circuit for those yet, or if it's not been run in. So we've got these like little Google Sheets, spreadsheets with all the circuits. So we've got socket, studio, dado in corner. There should be a circuit for the sockets in the corner, which we could potentially use. So I need to find that. Should be above this corner in here somewhere, in theory. Doesn't look like it. Oh man, I'm starting to lose the plot. So there's 2 black cables going that way, but obviously there's only those sockets. I'm wondering if they've wired those as a ring as well. And then there's another one that goes down there as well.
That makes sense why it's been labelled up the same as well then.
You guys are like commercial sparks. They shouldn't know what a ring is.
No.
I need to have a proper sort out of all this stuff. Yeah.
Robot vacuum
Come downstairs and we'll do some bed tests.
How cool is that? Clean up down here every day. It does its thing. Save us money on cleaner.
What are we going to call it?
Bob. He comes in at night and he does his thing. He's still looking after this place long after we've taken over. I'm just taking pictures so that we know everything that's above the suspended ceiling. We've got to put the Wi-Fi access point on here, but we can only do that once the ceiling's on. We've got light junction boxes above there. Fibre is there. Smoke alarm there. Camera in that corner. So much stuff above these ceilings. So, how am I feeling? Mixed, really mixed. I'm tired. I've been waking up in the middle of the night with everything going through my head that we need to finish off, like all of these little details. And every time, like, I remember something else. I try and write it all down so that it gets out of my brain and I can go back to sleep. But like this morning, I woke up at 1, didn't go back to sleep till 3. Then I was up at 6, here at 6:30, hoovering out the plant room so that we could get it dust-free, ready for the network. There's just a lot going on still, so I am feeling tired, but I'm actually, every day that goes by, I'm feeling slightly less stressed because I feel like we're getting closer and closer to the finish line. So I'm actually feeling good. I feel super happy about how it's turning out. Like I said to Lisa last night when I got home, I was like, I just can't believe it. Like, it's such a nice place, such a nice place to work. And that is super exciting. I just want it to be finished now because we're so close to the final hurdle, but it just seems to be dragging on, and I just want to get it all done. So we've got all the lights on, the dishwasher's running, the air conditioning / heating is running. We're only using 1.9 kilowatts and we're generating 6.4 of solar. So we're still charging the batteries. We're still not pulling anything from the grid. I love this place. It's so cool. Day 5 and the true test of whether the office is ready is whether the coffee machine's running. Let's give it a go. Let's make it a strong one. Oh yeah. I could have even gone bigger, but that, look at the head on that. That looks lovely. Bellissimo. How many electricians does it take to fix a TV to the wall? Can you tell this is the part of the project that they're the most excited about? So what we're doing, we're getting the 65-inch TVs mounted. We've got Apple TVs going behind, but we've also got the unified viewport, which will enable us to see all the CCTV cameras on the screen. So it could, if we want to, we can just have a live view of all the CCTV cameras up there so that everyone can kind of see what's going on around the building and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much spot on actually. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I think it needs to go to the right slightly though. It needs to be center of the lights basically. Yeah, that's probably about right. Oh, that is the finishing touch. So we've been in for a couple of days now and things are really starting to take shape. I've got my desk all set up here. Standing desk, do you like that? Look. Ooh. So we've all got standing desks so that we can stay healthy and keep our blood flowing as we work. It's a bit empty today because loads of people are out doing bits, but Callum's there in his desk working on a few bits of content. We've got our lovely green wall with our Artisan logo up there. And the lighting is all pretty much there. We've got a separate video that's coming about that. Got the TVs on the walls, the kitchenette is in place, and we've had our first meetings in the meeting room this week. And it's just so nice to have so much natural light in this building. Shower and WC is all up and running, although I haven't given the shower a try yet. And down here in the reception, we've got our light boxes on the wall, showcasing some of our best projects that we're super proud of. And we're gonna change these up regularly so that we can showcase different projects as time moves on. And let me show you in the studio. Ta-da! So we have our green wall. We've got all of our lovely studio lights all in place. And this space is coming together. We just need to fill it out with furniture now. We've got the soft boxes for the lights. We're gonna have a little editing desk in the corner here, and maybe kind of that will double up as a voiceover booth so that we can start leveling up our content with some voiceovers. And then in here, well, this is still a work in progress. So this space is our workshop and stores, and right now it has just become a bit of a dumping ground because we've just not had time to actually organize all of this stuff. So we've got quite a lot of stuff to sort out here. We've got our forklift training booked for a couple of weeks time as well, so everyone's going to be fully trained up on that. We've got our racking here, pallet racking, which is going to hold some of the larger items. We've already started to fill it with some My Energy Libby batteries that we ripped out from another project that we're waiting to install for some other customers who've bought them secondhand. Oh, and let me show you the plant room because I am pretty proud of this. So I've been working really hard in here, late nights, weekends, trying to get this finished. Check out this rack. I'm not going to reveal too much about that because there's a separate video coming on that. We've got our unified door access hub there and our Ajax or IAX security alarm system. We've got our LockSwan Dali controls for our lighting and the beautiful distribution boards, although they still need labeling up. So there's still quite a few little details to finish, but we're nearly there, and we really appreciate you guys following us on this journey. I hope you've enjoyed this series. There are still more videos to come. In particular, one that I'm looking forward to is doing a bit of an overview video of the entire project, what I've learned from it. Do I have any regrets? Is there anything I would have done differently? So make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell turned on so that you don't miss out on any future content. We've got loads of great stuff coming for you guys. But either way, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.